In the previous videos we completed the setup of our project, and now we are going to actually attempt to solve it. That means we have come all the way over to the run window, the run menu. We can check that our filler metals are in the right place and then going in the right order. This is probably more useful for a larger project. Jump right to the analysis capability. If we let go of the mouse there, we see an analysis window come up. Different kinds of analysis that we can run: thermal, microstructure, and stress. We can turn all three on. If they're all in the same project like this, they run sequentially. The thermal will run to completion, and then the microstructure starts and runs to completion, and then the stress starts and runs to completion. As I mentioned earlier, you can run them in separate projects and they can run simultaneously, whereas the microstructure will wait until the thermal finishes one time step, and the stress likewise will wait for the thermal or the micro, but usually the stress is much longer, so the thermal and the microstructure finish long before the stress is finished, but you can run them simultaneously. Below here we have a number of things that can be post-processed. For the thermal, we want to post-process temperature. I'm not really looking to see microstructure here, but it is used to help with the stress analysis. So right now we'll just look at temperature and displacements. So we set all the things we want to do there and click the run button. We can click a run after button, which will let us set a number of seconds to wait. Now, sometimes this is useful for if we want to run jobs overnight while we're not going to be there, and we already have our machine fully running other analysis. We know, for example, that a job is going to take 5 hours to finish. We can set our next job all up and ready to go and tell it to start after 5 hours. I'm going to start this one running immediately, and we see the thermal going there. We can read along the bottom of the window here what's happening. It's doing thermals. Time steps are incrementing, 58 time steps in all. We have an estimate here of the time to completion for this analysis. The microstructure is very quick, and then the stress goes by fairly fast on this small project, but on larger projects you can read this very easily as it's working on it. Normally you wouldn't sit and watch an analysis being run. It can take many hours depending on the size of the project. But what you can do is, while the things are running, we can show plots of, for example, ETA. When's the project going to be finished? We're doing the stress analysis. We can click run while the project is running and view plot and get a little plot of the time. This is where it was welding, and then cooling is slowing down a little bit actually. These are just estimates. We can plot things like min-max temperatures, for example. We can see our maximum temperature in green and our minimum temperature in red. We can see min-max displacements. For time step, you can also do it for time. We run This is actual time in seconds along the bottom here, and we can see how our displacement changes over time, the minimum and maximum, or plus and minus. There are a number of other plots that can be done there as well. We can plot things that are in this log. There's log files being saved, and we can plot directly from there. We can do multi-plots. Now our jobs have finished, so I'm going to show you the visualizing. We go to the visualize total thermal temperature, and we can look at our thermal analysis results. There are many ways to do this. You can go to the time step and step through, time step by time step. Normally you wouldn't want to do that unless you're looking at something specific. Usually what you would do is run an animation, and the animation, you can this is going to be very fast because it's a very small project, but it's enough to give you the idea of what it is that we're doing. You can set a stride here so that it'll take several steps at once. You'll set the start time and the end time so that you're just seeing the video of a certain area. We can do a similar thing with the displacements, visual stress displacement. It's just showing the magnitude of the displacement here. You can go to the view window and set for deformed parts, options, scale factor deformed. I'm going to scale it by 10 times, really exaggerate, maybe even 20 times to see what's going on here. And we'll run the animation again, where you can see what's happening. Or you can again step through using the time stepping, what things look like at various time steps. You can see min-max. Min-max lets you, normally it's showing the global values, like the minimum and maximum for the global problem determine the colors here. You can set it for a particular time step where the minimum and maximum in that time step show you the colors. Sometimes this is more interesting. It changes the range per time step. Or you can use the user defined and set your own range. You can say how many colors, instead of, right now it's set to 255 colors, which makes a smooth transition from one color to the other. If you set it, for example, to 10 colors, you will get more bars or sharper separation between the colors. Normally leave it at a high number. You can see it stepping across the weld, and see what happens to your displacements. It pulls it together and then it comes back as it cools. You can jump ahead, So that's how we do that.